Hello guys, this is going to be a simple video on just basically teaching the basics of flight, what you're going to need to know before training. So let's go ahead and get our plane spawned in. So before spawning a plane for your first time, if you're not commercial yet, don't use any of these because these are all under the commercial category or the heavy category or in that such. So these are just the basic GTA planes. We do have one airplane that's an add-on, but it's glitched right now that we'll use during training. But for now, we'll choose this for our training. What you're gonna get asked to do is they're gonna ask you to turn your engine off, just like that. You're gonna basically just talk to tower. So Unicom and tower are basically two different things. Unicom, for instance, is you are making a demand instead of requesting clearance to do something. So you want to more of a demand. So you'd say your call sign, and then you'd make a demand. So Foxtrot Alpha 02, we're going to be requesting VFR traffic. No. See, that's an example of what not to do. What you're going to want to do is going to be Foxtrot Alpha 02, we're going to be doing VFR traffic patterns to Sandy Shores Airfield. Do a few traffic patterns before we go in for a landing. We're going to advise when we're ready for departure. Alright, so as you can see, that's more of a demand. If tower was on, it would be more of a request, so you'd be asking for clearance. But in that case, I'm going to be cleared for departure, since we're in Unicom. So, I'm going to basically just be showing you guys a little bit of the basics. So, not sure what you guys are using. Keyboard and mouse. Rudder is A and D. That's how you just turn on the ground. W is your gas, so you go forward. S is reverse. So let's just get into this. Usually we won't use grapeseed as often as other airports just because it's super small. So let's just go ahead and depart. So you guys don't want to climb at too much of a steep of an angle. Otherwise, I'll do an example of what happens after that. So when climbing, you usually want to keep it at a more of like a realistic angle, so you don't stall or anything like that. Try to do as easy, like in small turns you can. You can use your rudder to turn, but if you want it to be a little bit more realistic, use your left click on the mouse and just drag across, and you can do that as easily as possible. But don't do a bank angle like that. That's a ridiculous bank angle, and you have a chance of crashing. Please do not do that. What I want you guys to do is at least just pitch it so the airplanes, you don't want it vertical with the ground like that. You want it more, smoothly. There may be some situations where you might need to do it vertical to the ground, but most likely I'm not going to be wanting you guys to do that. Another example of something not to do is fly directly over airports, which I kind of did, but I just went over those things. But try not to enter the airspace in the airport while flying, unless you're actually going to go in for a landing or take off. Usually for helicopters, I'll usually tend to tell you to stay away from mountains. Airplanes, you could climb above pretty easily. I mean, in helicopters, you can climb above pretty easily too. But airplanes, I mean, try to stay as high as you can above mountains or anything like that. You want to be at least like 1,000 to 2,000 feet above a mountain, kind of like I am. I mean, GTA's altitudes are kind of a little bit different, but anyway. So I'm gonna do an example of a stall. So let's say your engine power cuts. Oh crap! So our engine power is cutting. And then what the nose is gonna want to do, it's gonna want to start pitching up because it's losing speed. And when you start doing that, so this is basically during takeoff. This can happen during takeoff. You could climb at too much of a steep of an angle. Look what happens. We're gonna start falling down, and sometimes it can turn into a spin, which is like that. But we don't want it to turn into a flat spin. So spins are basic parts of trainings. Not in real life, I know that, but not in game. I don't think we're gonna do spins, but I might have to add that to the trainings. But right now we're not doing that. So, you don't want to climb at too much of a steep of an angle, or this happens. And sometimes that can go into a spin, especially if you're lower to the ground, like on departure. That can be a lot more dangerous. You can hit the ground. So that's a big example of what not to do. Another thing, please do not do barrel rolls unless you're in a stunt plane or in a jet. But I don't mean a commercial jet. I mean a fighter jet. So make sure you guys are not doing that. If I do see you, there will be further punishments for that. So anyway, let's do landing. So when landing, you want to get far enough out. You don't want to descend like that. You want to more descend at not necessarily at an angle. You want to kind of just make it not obvious that you're descending, because otherwise it just looks like you're on a roller coaster and you're just diving towards the ground. It just kind of looks bad. Oh crap, there's some big turbulence right now. Yeah, sometimes in these littler planes you'll feel more turbulence. But anyway, in these landings for the airplanes, you want to get into a further enough out distance to where you can be ready for landing and line up in the right way. Sometimes you'll get like a little bit of a touch where you'll kind of look like you're doing a 90-degree bank, just because the wind might blow you. Yeah, and so you want to make sure you're at a far enough out so you can get ready for your landing. So you want to kind of line. What I like to do is I just like to see the lights first. So right there, see, those are the lights. We'll just line up for the runway. It's right there. You kind of want to line up with those white lights that go right into the runway. And what you would do is you would advise that you're on your midfield downwind a little bit ago, and you'd be advising on your final. Right now my radio comms aren't working right now, so yeah. And it's the same kind of thing with takeoff. If it's Unicom, it's more of a demand. If it's ATC, you're requesting it. So, because Unicom, you just want the other air traffic that you're flying and that you're in the air. That's what you want them to know. Now I don't know why the engine cuts off like that. It's alright. So simple as that. Now you just advise that you're about to vacate the runway onto taxiway Alpha. And once you've done that, you just say taxi back to parking. And anyway, those are the basics of flight. Obviously, there's more videos you could watch on the basics of flight. I thought I would just give you guys like a brief explanation on how to do this, how to do that. Yeah, and there's a few do not do's and do's in there, so let's just keep it at a minimum for the do not do's. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't a very fun video, but I mean, you guys are gonna get in the air soon. Might as well just be watching it. Alright, see you guys later.